Hello and welcome to another SourceLink Coffee Break. My name is Craig Blake, Director of New Business Development here at SourceLink and a 20-year veteran of the direct marketing industry. Today I'm going to share with you a presentation I recently gave at the Direct Marketing Association of Washington, D.C.'s Integrative Campaign and Innovative Format Conference, where we spoke about hyper-personalized direct marketing, how we can leverage data to really tell an intimate story to engage our customers and prospects. As we all know, in direct marketing, we are, at the end of the day, storytellers. Not the storytellers like Taylor Swift, however her songs are quite engaging. More specifically, the storytellers that go back to the dawn of time. The ones that engage and captivate you with stories that are personalized and relevant to what you are doing in your world. And that's what we're talking about today, is really hyper-personalized direct marketing campaigns. It's the leveraging of data to develop a personal connection with your customers and prospects, or in the nonprofit industries, donors and people who support your individual cause. When we think about hyper-personalized storytelling or direct marketing programs, it really begins with the data. Not the guy that played data in Star Trek, but more importantly, the data, the bits and bytes that we know about our customers and prospects, and the data elements we've overlaid our files to get a really in-depth knowledge of who they are and what their behaviors and lifestyles like and what their tendencies are, so we can compel them to purchase our product or service. The three ways that we're going to really hone in on how to leverage data is continuous color printing, selective inserting, and mail tracking. So over the next 10 minutes, we're going to touch on each one of these, and then we're going to talk about a case story about how these three can come together to really engage our customers and prospects. But let's start off with continuous color printing. Continuous color printing is fairly new to the marketplace, but variable color printing has been around for several years. At the end of the day, what the whole methodology is white paper in anything you want out the back end to really develop an intimate relationship with your customer or prospect. This technology has grown in sophistication over the past couple of years, and the speeds have increased significantly, and the price points on this have dropped to the point where it is market acceptable to utilize this technology. The speeds are great. It does about 1 million impressions a day. Great for current event campaigns, things that just happened that you want to capitalize on, because you could provide art files to your direct marketing partner, and you could be in the mail within days. And the best part is, from an environmental standpoint, you eliminate an amount of waste and extra costs by forms and or inventory pieces that aren't used. And the best element is, from a consolidation standpoint, you can really take all your streamlines of production flows and put them into one production flow, allowing you to optimize your postal savings. The next element is selective inserting. Here what we're doing is, again, limiting all the individual production streams and utilizing technology through a 2D barcode to tell the machine which insert's going to go into which package. So for this, what we do is we read the barcode and it says we're going to go with insert A, insert D, and insert F. Machines are very flexible, have up to 12 different pockets of inserts, a great way for testing, and also allows you to, most importantly, develop that connection and that personalized connection with your customer or prospect. The last thing we're going to touch upon is mail tracking. But the way this can help you build a connection with your customers and prospects is when that mail piece hits in home, we can then release staged and personalized follow-up communications, whether it be an email, a phone call, a text message, or even a follow-up direct mail piece. Any of those elements or communications can be delivered once we know it's in home. Also, conversely, it can be done before it gets in home as like a teaser. Hey, something's coming in your mailbox tomorrow. And lastly, you can do it for remittance tracking. So you know if your customer's sending a response back to you, whether it's a payment or it is a inquiry, you'll be able to suppress them from future campaigns because you'll know the day they put it in the mail. So these three elements combined really allow you to help tell a personalized story. Now, to bring these all together, we developed our own foundation, and we've called it the SourceLink Animal Foundation. Here we're going to illustrate how you can leverage simple data points about your customer base, or since we're a foundation, our donor base, to be able to develop communications that are relevant and hyper-personalized to get the most out of your dialogue with these individuals. So as we take a look at it, we're really talking about three segments of our donor base. We kind of simplified it here in dividing our donor base into three buckets: our dog lovers, our cat lovers, and then our general pool of donors and or inquirers that are animal lovers. We don't know what their tendency are. They may be fish, they may be birds, they may be snakes, but we're going to group them into a bucket of animals. But the reality is, you could parse this out as to as many elements as necessary that make sense for your data. So as we take a look here, let's take a look at the continuous color and how we can leverage this tactic to make these pieces really sing. So here we have our creative developed with dogs integrated throughout, and you can see the imagery is specific to what we know about these donors who like dogs. We've also gone to the point of adding some personalization about the individual and putting a little note tag or sign around the dog's neck saying, "Joseph, please help me." So again, adding that personal touch all in full color. And then we can have color callouts to draw the reader's eyes to certain points of interest throughout the body copy. Signatures are completely variable as well, and those can be scripted out in color, as well as offers. It allows you a lot of flexibility to test offers, test different body copy, and also see how color drives response rate. As we all know, color is a great tactic to get people engaged, and now you can do it in a variable way to make that color very personalized. As we look at our cat segment, a little bit different creative treatment, overall the same template because we wanted to keep the same branding theme, but slightly different here. We're introducing the imagery of cats as well as personalized message to our donor Katie. So our little kitty cat here, Sissy's writing a note to Katie. And then we've gone ahead and based on where Katie, our donor, lives, we've identified shelters around her home address. And then we've highlighted with a little paw print there which one's closest to her home. And we've taken that information and also built out variable mapping to identify a map of the area that Katie lives and the shelters that are closest to her. And like you saw in the earlier one, variable signatures as well as offers. And lastly, we have our animal segment. And just like in the two previous examples, the imagery again is specific to what we know in the data flags about our donor here. Here we don't know a lot. We'll assume that this is a outreach for the first time, an acquisition campaign. So we have Joey's first name, and we're putting a name of one of the shelters near him and the address. But we didn't go overboard with all the variability that you saw in some of the other ones. But depends on your strategy. You can bring in things like variable offers and freemiums, and really the sky's the limit here, as long as you have data to support it. So as we move into selective inserting, again, as I mentioned earlier, selective inserting is the leveraging of a small 2D barcode that can be placed virtually anywhere on the front or back page of a particular letter. And it can drive inserts up to 12 different inserts into a package. So here for our dog segment, we're going to grab the dog insert. But it also can drive the cat and or animal insert. And this barcode can also be utilized for addressing of a closed face envelope once all the components are inserted. So eliminates the machine-based 2-point matching. Last element we're going to talk about is multi-channel triggers. And as I mentioned earlier, through mail tracking, we're able to know specifically the exact day a mail piece arrives in a person's mailbox. And then from that information, we're able to stage follow-up communications. So that's all done with the U.S. Post Office's IMB barcode here. As you recall, those barcodes came into play a couple years ago. Well, that barcode is read as it goes through the U.S. postage stream, as notifies us when things deliver, and we track that through our multi-track software. And then once we know it's arrived in home, so when Joseph Sample has gotten his mail piece, we know 2 days later we're going to send him an email that is scripted and creatively driven to match exactly to the mail piece he got, and the tone and then the text in the body copy is all specific to exactly the messages we sent to him earlier. So again, continuing that hyper-personalized connection between us and our donor Joseph. Lastly, we talked about remittance tracking. So again, leveraging that same barcode, when they put the remittance slip into a windowed BRE, business reply envelope, that's going to again tell us when the piece is coming, what is coming, so we can either suppress them from future communications as well as predict what donations and or payments are coming to us into our lockbox. So it gives you that extra insight that sometimes you have to wait weeks for. So everybody wants to know, how long does this take? Well, it doesn't take a lot of time. Recently we did a project for a client that was about 1 million pieces, duplex printing, 8.5 by 14 number 10 window letters. And from the time the client gave us the art files, it was completely done in the mail on its way to the consumer within 6 business days. So as you can see, developing personalized communications or hyper-personalized communications is not as challenging as it looks. There's many tactics out there, and 3 we recommend is digital color printing, selective inserting, and mail tracking to really make a connection with your customers, your donors, so that your products and services can stand out from the rest. Thank you again for listening to another SourceLink Coffee Break. Again, my name is Craig Blake, and thank you for listening.